Hi there, Phil Rogers, Lauren Hall here from Low Market Edge, coming to our weekly wrap. Feeling a little bit summer first party shirt of the season, so we thought we'd bust that one. I would bust.
I must have missed the memo.
Correct. It's like superhero Friday. It's just me.
One of many flamingo shirts.
Yes, one of the many flamingos. But yes, the weather is changing. The sun is out, and things are looking up. 4 or 5 weeks to Christmas. And well, to be fair, a real well-deserved break for everyone, which is what I guess we're probably all looking forward to. So a couple of things are trending in lending this week. The run home to Christmas, you're going to hear this for the next 4 to 5 weeks. We're going to talk about it because it needs to stay relevant. Remembering the run home to Christmas, remembering the time frames attached to that, selling, buying, anything associated with that. Just do everything you can to get on top of that. I know I was working with a client this week and we talked about the on or before 45 days and sort of put us on the 26th of December, right? So you just start to not only ask, is it 14, 21 days, is it 30, is it 45, settlement, whatever, those terms, actually try and put a date with it this time of year, So yes, the on or before if it's the 30th, but you might find now that you're shifting from a day range or a day number of days to a specific date. Mindful of that. Hopefully that's a handy tip, and that's one we're having with clients a lot at the moment, definitely in that lead up. If you want to be in before Christmas, I guess that is. And we saw fixed rates again, topical. You heard it first. I'm just calling that because we said it like 3 weeks ago, but it continuing to rise. Probably even some as far as 70 basis points, 0.7, 0.5%. They're the sort of things we would traditionally refinance a client for 0.5%. It is big money. So just be really mindful of that if you're considering that. I mean, don't get me wrong, money's cheap. I mean, we were high-fiving at double that 2 years ago, but it's context to where we are today that those fixed rates are moving independently. And if it's something that you were considering, definitely jump on and check that out sooner rather than later with a few banks that are still around. Remembering we spoke about rate lock as well. So there are 3 big constant reminders for the next little bit. Some hot topics. One, we thought we would talk about auctions.
Very much a hot topic at the moment. So many clients are saying property we love is going to auction. We're seeing clearance rates are really high with auction properties here in Queensland and on the Gold Coast. So it is a big topic of discussion. So understanding it is different to buying with a normal finance clause. So here in Queensland, we traditionally have a 14 or 21 day finance clause. In that time, you do due diligence.
All the D's.
Your valuation, obviously confirming that the finance is acceptable and the property is acceptable to the bank before you go unconditional. So auction flips that round the other way. So all of your due diligence, another crack I got at that time, has to be done prior to auction. So we have 8 top tips for you guys for things that you need to get done or to put on your list to get done before auction.
We were going to have 10 for the Kiwi, but I thought it was better to go to 8. So because we either have 6 or we have 10, but we'll run with 8 because I feel that's a easily pronounceable number.
The things you do for me are just amazing. So now these things are going to take some time. Okay, they're not going to be something that's going to get done in the week prior to the auction. So first one is obviously your property inspection, really important. Second one, your building and pest inspection. We are finding now too, those are taking a bit longer. The guys are fully booked chock-a-block, so you do want to get that organised prior. Now again, normally with a finance clause, you would know you've secured the property before you go and pay for a building and pest. Again, in this case, it's flipped around the other way. Some vendors will have one on hand that they can produce and give to you, some don't. Okay, so that may be something you need to do in there. All your other due diligence inquiries as well. Work out how much you think the property's worth. So you've got to determine what the value is. We can help a bit around that, get some comparable sales or some reports for you guys around what else is sold in the area to give you a little bit of a guide on that too. Finance, yes, very, very important. So you should have spoken to us
in advance,
weeks prior to this. So we're super organised on the finance side of things. Searches on the property, get a copy of the proposed contract. You need to get that in front of your solicitor or your legal representative so they can check out the terms and run you through all the legalities that go with it. So lots to do before an auction.
Yeah, remembering the majority of that in a lot of cases, well, other than probably work with us finance-wise, I guess, a lot of that was done post signing a contract in Queensland. We are a little bit backwards, I guess, to the rest of the country with how that works. And you're given that 14, 21 days to get that sorted, where now that actually has to be done in advance of the big day. Yeah, so to get you in the driver's seat in what is a very heated market at the moment and give you the best possible chance, number one, call us. Yeah, the other 7 we'll take care of. No, I just wanted to
tell you who to call.
Yes, we'll guide you through that. But there's just big differences, right? If you want to be ready, it's not sort of falling in love with the property and on the Wednesday prior to a Saturday auction, thinking all of this can be done. Where traditionally you just sign a contract and then go, okay, well now I'm going to go and organise all this. So yeah, just a very different process, and hopefully a couple of top tips there that we can help you with along the way, and maybe get you thinking a little bit differently about, I need to be more organised or better organised when it comes to being able to, and a lot of it is an auction, but there's also like first and final offers. Yeah, a lot of properties, again, they have silent auctions. All these funny little ways of selling a property seem to be coming out at the moment because of the multiple offers and multiple parties interested. So yeah, the sooner you do a lot of this stuff, the better you'll be ready. Another big one that changes to self-employed, so simple verification. Music to our ears as a broker, and music to a client's ears, no doubt, for self-employed clients. So we just thought we'd give you a bit of a short breakdown of the differences of some of those. So traditionally, self-employed, 2 years worth of tax returns and financials. So we're going to, I don't want to overcomplicate it, but whether you're a sole trader or a Pty Ltd, which is a company, as a self-employed client, you were still providing 2 years worth of tax returns, financials for how that income is being derived, or the entity that is doing that. Likewise for a trust, so there's a couple of different entities. But the short version is it was really 2 years worth. Now, traditionally then a lender would maybe average the 2 years, look at those 2 years and maybe take the lower of the two. They would be including everything that's happening in those financials in particular, and this is probably the change to simple verification, where they would be going in, they would look through those financials, they would be looking at the turnover, the expenses, the net profit. They would be pulling all of that apart, where the simple verification process is more in line with a self-employed client, firstly, that pays themselves a salary or a wage, and has done so for a period, traditional, well, there's a lender that's 3 months, which is exciting, but maybe sort of 6 months worth of year to date of pay slips and verification through bank statements going in, with a letter accompanied with a letter from an accountant stating that the business is trading profitably somewhat, or can cover its own costs and can continue to pay that salary. So like it's
a game changer.
It's a really short version of, again, that removes all of the 2 years worth of tax returns from our side. We will still get those. We will still review it. We will still do, from a compliance and audit point of view, making sure that it's suitable and the finance is suitable for you. But the bank's requirements and the income they will use for serviceability can be reduced down to that 6 month snapshot of the income that you've been paying yourself as a salary, as a wage. So in a lot of cases for self-employed, and that's a business that's been in play for longer than say 2 years, but self-employed clients, we'd be workshopping getting a new set of financials, or 1 or 2 years worth of financials ready, where we could literally just focus on a period in which you've been paying yourself a set salary from that company or from yourself, trust, business, sole trader, and focusing just on that income. And that is a game changer away from how it
currently is.
And I was going to say,
and this is a few lender niche policies. This is not everyone across the
world. Correct. There is only literally, I couldn't count more than the handful. No, I can't. No. So around this number of one handful of lenders that are currently doing this. But it means if you're self-employed and you want to get in the game, or you want to be refinancing, or you've been holding off to try and get a better deal, there's all these things where it's like, I've got to wait till next year's tax returns because we had things happen due COVID or what had happened. They're really easing that policy to try and give back to local businesses, small business, and self-employed clients. So game changer, short version of what that was. But if you are self-employed, or you know someone that is, it's maybe had those problems, on the blower, we're here to help. We'll just chat through it, and if it is now, great. If not, just help getting them ready to be able to take advantage of some of the low rates that are floating around. So they are our top tips, not our tin top tips. All good news. Good news across the board. So always happy to share that. Enjoy the weekend, and we look forward to talking soon. Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye.